train, rattling along the tracks, carrying the faint smell of tea and rain. Our story begins with a young woman named Emily. She's clutching a worn bag, her shoes dusty from the long walk to the station. Emily comes from a modest neighborhood, with very little in her pocket, but a heart full of big dreams and a boundless curiosity about the world. Despite her own humble life, she feels a spark of excitement for the journey ahead. As the train clatters on, a young man enters her compartment. His name is Ethan. At first glance, he seems to be from a completely different world. His shirt is crisp, his jacket is neatly pressed, and his shoes are clean and shining. He carries himself with an air of quiet confidence, speaking politely to everyone around him. Emily can't help but feel a little bit of awe. He must be from a wealthy family, she thinks to herself, her eyes catching the subtle gleam of his watch in the sunlight. Is this seat free? He asks, his smile warm and genuine. Emily, a bit flustered, just nods. Yes, go ahead. As they begin to talk, Emily is immediately captivated. He has a certain charm in his words, a quick wit, a clever sense of humor, and a calm, passionate way of speaking about books, travel, and his dreams. Everything about him seems to scream success, confidence, and affluence. For a fleeting moment, she imagines what a life alongside him might be like, a world so vastly different from her own. The hours fly by, filled with easy laughter and deep conversation. Ethan talks about his love for architecture, the incredible houses he dreams of one day designing, and the small, subtle adventures that make life meaningful. He is confident, well-spoken, and incredibly intriguing. Emily feels herself being drawn to him, but a thought keeps echoing in her mind. Someone like him could never come from a life like mine. Yet, there are small, subtle hints that she doesn't quite notice. The satchel he carries is actually quite worn. The edges of his otherwise perfect jacket are slightly frayed. When the train conductor comes by, she sees him carefully counting his coins. But she dismisses these observations, attributing them to a quirky attention to detail, never once suspecting the truth that lay just beneath the surface. She was so caught up in the image he projected that she missed the small cracks in the facade. By the time their journey comes to an end, Emily realizes she has never felt such a strong connection with anyone before. As they part ways, Ethan hands her a small piece of paper with his address on it. She carefully tucks it into her purse, her heart fluttering with a mix of excitement and anticipation. She had met someone who felt like he was from a storybook, and she couldn't wait to see what the next chapter held. A week later, with that same paper clutched in her hand, Emily follows the address to a quiet, unassuming street. She walks along the pavement, her heart pounding, until she stops in front of a small, slightly crumbling house. The paint on the walls is faded, the garden is sparse, and she can see through the window that the furniture inside is basic. Her eyes widen in disbelief. This can't be right. This can't be the home of the polished, confident boy she met on the train. Just then, the door opens and Ethan appears. He looks slightly nervous, and his polished jacket has been replaced by a simple sweater and worn shoes. You came, he says softly, a hint of embarrassment in his voice. I didn't expect ... double quotes, Emily begins, still completely stunned by the contrast between her memory and the reality in front of her. Ethan lets out a nervous chuckle. I hope you don't mind, he says. This is me ... The real me. Inside, the house smells faintly of old wood and paper. Books are stacked high on the floor. A small, resilient plant grows by the window, and sketches of buildings and designs are scattered across a simple wooden table. Every single detail in this small home speaks of a modest, struggling life, a life so very different from the confident, rich appearance he had so masterfully projected on the train. Over a cup of tea, Ethan explains everything. The clothes, the posture, even the polished mannerisms he adopted on the train were his way of navigating a world that often judges people by their appearances. It was his armor, his way of feeling confident while pursuing his dreams. He explains that he works small jobs, studies late into the night, and saves every single penny he earns to one day become an architect. In that moment, Emily realizes how completely she had misjudged him. The richness she had seen in him wasn't about money or luxury at all. It was the richness of his spirit, his unwavering courage, and his profound honesty. These were qualities far more valuable than any material wealth. And for the first time, Emily laughs freely, a wave of relief and deep understanding washing over her. Her own life had been modest and full of struggle, and here, sitting across from her, was someone who shared that same reality, yet managed to carry himself with so much hope and dignity. As Emily walks away that evening, with the soft sun setting behind the small, quiet neighborhood, she realizes something incredibly important. First impressions, the ones we base on what we see, can be so deceiving. The true value of a person lies not in what they wear or where they live, but in the content of their character and the dreams they hold in their heart. Sometimes our curiosity and our perceptions can lead us to the most beautiful and unexpected surprises, but only if we're willing to look beyond the surface. The boy she had thought was rich had taught her a lesson far more valuable than money. He had shown her the richness of the heart, the power of courage, and the simple beauty of being authentic. And that, my friends, is a wealth that can't be bought. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more stories like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever misjudged someone based on their appearance? Until next time, take care and remember to look for the richness in everyone you meet.